Have you ever met someone, had a great conversation, and then, just seconds later, completely forgot their name? You smile, you nod, but inside, you're thinking, what was their name again? If this happens to you, you're not alone. And more importantly, it's not because you're careless or unintelligent. Psychology shows that forgetting names is actually a very specific kind of mental slip. Let's break it down. First, names are one of the hardest things for the brain to remember. Why? Because they usually have no meaning attached to them. If someone tells you they're a lawyer, your brain instantly creates associations, courtrooms, suits, arguments. But a name like Michael or Sarah, it's just a label. Without meaning, the brain struggles to store it effectively. Second, the biggest reason we forget names is lack of attention at the moment of introduction. When you meet someone new, your brain is overloaded. You're thinking about your appearance, your words, your impression. Psychologists call this selective attention. Your mind can only focus on a limited amount of information at once. So while you're busy thinking, the name simply doesn't register. Third, social pressure and anxiety make things worse. Even mild nervousness can push your brain into a state where it prioritizes performance over memory. Instead of calmly processing the name, your brain is focused on not saying something awkward. The result? The name never properly enters long-term memory. Another key factor is lack of repetition. Memory strengthens when information is used. If you hear a name once and never repeat it, your brain treats it as unimportant. But if you say, "Nice to meet you, John," or mentally repeat it a few times, you reinforce the memory. Without that repetition, it fades almost instantly. Then there's something called retrieval failure. Sometimes you actually do remember the name, but you can't access it at the right moment. That frustrating feeling of "it's on the tip of my tongue" is your brain struggling to retrieve stored information, not losing it completely. Interestingly, people who are more big-picture thinkers or highly creative often forget names more easily. Their brains prioritize ideas, concepts, and patterns over small details like labels. So ironically, forgetting names can sometimes reflect how your brain allocates its attention. Not a lack of ability, but a different focus. But here's the important part. While forgetting names is normal, it has social consequences. A person's name is deeply tied to their identity. When you remember it, they feel recognized and valued. When you forget it, even unintentionally, it can feel like they didn't matter enough to remember. The good news? This is completely fixable with small, intentional habits. Start by being fully present during introductions. When someone says their name, pause and focus. Don't think about what you'll say next. Repeat their name out loud. "Nice to meet you, Sarah." This simple act strengthens memory instantly. Next, create a mental association. Connect the name to something familiar, a face, a celebrity, a visual image. The brain remembers connections far better than isolated information. And finally, use the name naturally in conversation. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes in your memory. Here's the key insight. Forgetting names isn't a memory problem, it's an attention problem. When you truly pay attention, your brain does the rest. So next time you meet someone, slow down, be present, listen carefully. Because remembering a name isn't just about memory, it's about respect, connection, and making someone feel seen. And maybe the real question is, are you forgetting names or just not giving them enough importance in the moment? If this made you think differently, hit like, subscribe, and comment below. What's the most awkward moment you've had forgetting someone's name, and what did you learn from it?